Up front.
Ready?
Just try not to talk.
We're going to walk over to the microphones over there. Make sure everybody's together.
Senator, okay, so we're going to do a quick picture since you're all together there. But we're going to move a little bit this way because the sun is shining here.
Let's do the picture.
Afterwards? Okay, let's do that then. The vice chair. It's Lisa. Lisa.
Well, I want to welcome our Texas friends to Chicago and Illinois. I think we understand why they're here. This is not a vacation for them. This is a very important assignment to tackle an issue which affects the whole country. It isn't just a Texas issue. This is an American issue. An issue as to whether or not there'll be due process and fairness in our politics. Do you remember the telephone call which President Trump made to the Secretary of State in Georgia? He said, I need you to find me 11,779 votes. He told the story then of what he thought about our electoral process. It was a political game to be used for his advantage, and that's what's going on here. To think at this moment in time, the president is calling on Texas to create 5 new Republican seats is an outrage, that he would consider doing that in Texas or any place. But the bottom line is this, the reason he is doing it cannot be ignored. The big, beautiful budget, which passed in Congress with all Republican votes, was a plan by President Trump to change America in a way that America does not want to be changed. The public reaction, the polls across America are against President Trump's big, beautiful budget, particularly because of its impact on health care. We just lost a major hospital in Chicago yesterday. I'm afraid that more hospitals are on the chopping block. People know their health insurance premiums are going up. Health insurance companies are leaving our state. Why? The big, beautiful budget has told them that they can't count on health care in the future. So this is not just a Texas issue over Texas procedure and Texas law. This is an American issue where we have to stand together for the families of this country who are fighting to survive in this economy and want the basics that we all want to protect our families. That's why I'm here. I'm here to welcome our friends from Texas and to tell them that their work, their gathering here in Illinois is not going unnoticed. You are newsmakers because you are speaking to the issues that are at the heart of our economy and the heart of our political system. So at this point, I'd like to turn it over to, make sure you get the Vice Chair of this group, Mihaela Plaza. Am I close, Mihaela?
Thank you so much,
Was that close in
Senator.
pronunciation?
Yes, you did very well.
Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Mihaela Plaza, and I proudly serve as the Vice Chair of the House Democratic Caucus. I'm so happy to be standing shoulder to shoulder with Senator Durbin. My colleagues and I are ready for the fight ahead, especially after the week that we've just had. Our last meeting was canceled. It was canceled due to bomb threats. Since then, my colleagues and I have endured racist attacks, frivolous lawsuits, and relentless harassment. All of this because we dared stand up to corrupt politicians in D.C. But we will not be intimidated. We will not be bullied into silence, and we will not surrender like Governor has to the demands of corrupt D.C. politicians.
Right.
And we will lead by example, and we will not let them trample on American rights. Let me be perfectly clear. Texas Democrats are not running away from any fight. We're bringing the fight to the bad guys. We don't back down when the stakes are high. We don't cave in when the pressure is on. We stand our ground because we know exactly what we're fighting for. And we don't take our marching orders from a man who thinks he's a king. We're fighting for working class Americans, for the people who get up before dawn and take their showers at night. We're putting them before us. They work the long hours and struggle to make the ends meet. It's about the normal people, the working class people, the regular American people against the billionaires. That's what we're fighting for. It's for parents who want to send their kids to a safe school. It's for women who want to have access to health care. It's for our retirees who just want to retire with dignity. It's to protect Social Security. Texas Democrats are standing for fair maps. We're standing for fair wages and fair chances. We stand in the belief that every Texan, no, every American, no matter their zip code, their race, their creed, they deserve a fair chance. They deserve for their voice to be heard in their government and a stake in their future. This is what it means to meet the moment. To not just react to the chaos that's been thrown our way, but to push forward with courage and with conviction. To lead with the understanding that every decision we're making in this moment touches the lives of millions who are counting on us to hold the line. So we've been tested this week. We've been threatened, but we stand more committed than ever in our goal. Because the truth is, Texans don't quit. And with that, I'd like to introduce my colleague, Representative Retta.
Thank you. Representative Retta Andrews Bowers, representing House District 113 and proudly serving as the first vice chair of the Texas Legislative Black Caucus. Just 1 week ago, we were scheduled to stand alongside Senator Durbin at an event like this to commemorate the 60th anniversary of the Voting Rights Act. But that event never happened. Why? Because our hotel received a bomb threat caused by a direct provocation of our safety after our location was made public in an attempt to intimidate and silence us. That night, after our building was deemed safe, my mind went straight to the four little girls, the four little black girls, Addie Mae Collins, Denise McNair, Carol Robertson, and Cynthia Wesley, killed one Sunday morning in the 1963 bombing of the 16th Street Baptist Church in Birmingham, Alabama. They were targeted because they were a part of a movement for justice. Their lives were stolen by the same kind of hate that fuels the threats we face today. The threats of intimidation that we face now as we fight this racist gerrymandering in Texas. And the very same tactics used against black and brown Americans who fought for the Voting Rights Act 60 years ago. Their fight is our fight. And just like the civil rights heroes of the past, no matter the cost, we are prepared to see it through to the end. Let's be clear. The same forces that tried to silence us in Texas are working overtime to roll back the voting rights all across the country. The protections guaranteed by the Voting Rights Act are under threat. And House Democrats, especially in Texas, are standing firm, fighting to defend every Texan's fundamental freedom to vote, and as my colleague said, every American's. It is now my honor to introduce someone who has stood shoulder to shoulder with us in this fight, and she's a relentless advocate for her community and for our democracy, my colleague, State Representative Josie Garcia.
Thank you so much, Senator Durbin, for having us here. Thank you, Governor Pritzker and the state of Illinois for welcoming us as family. I'm Josie Garcia, State Representative of Texas House District 124, Lackland Air Force Base, SeaWorld side of far west San Antonio. I have the distinct honor of being the first and only woman veteran to serve in the Texas legislature. And with my following comments, I wanted that to be the focus of the delivery of my next message. As a combat veteran, I had the pleasure of serving as an advisor to the Iraqi military. As the wife of a Purple Heart combat veteran who was shot in combat with the Taliban, imagine my surprise when I find myself being hunted by my own state government. Imagine my surprise when I find hostile territory in my backyard in the hill country because of politics. Imagine my surprise when upholding the Constitution of this United States of America has what made me public enemy #1 in the state of Texas. I'm proud to represent Military City, USA, San Antonio, Texas. Texas is home to the largest population of veterans in this country. Of 150 members of the Texas House of Representatives, there are 7 of us who have ever worn uniform. So imagine my sense of dishonor when men who have never worn a uniform have zero idea of what it is to sacrifice your life to protect and defend. I had the utmost honor of being the commander of an elite search, rescue, recovery, and relief humanitarian operation that launched in the Hill Country after the devastating biblical floods that just occurred. On day 1 for us, July 6th, I showed up with 15 people who believed in me. On day 3, we had 1,000 volunteers, specialized search, rescue, recovery volunteers from every branch of the military, every law enforcement agency you can imagine, every acronymed agency came to support my operation because they believed in me and my leadership. I'm here to tell you I was by myself. As our law enforcement agencies seeked materials and supplies to do the job, they sought me and my organization out, Uniting America Outreach, because they had no access to technology. They had no access to boots. They had no access to backhoes, to construction material, to hands. But what we do know is the money's there. The money is there. We got called to our special session, and I expected this special session would be focused on this biblical flood that just happened, that stole 130 plus lives. And rest assured, ladies and gentlemen, that number in the news is way off. Because if you know anything about the Guadalupe, during 4th of July, you have campers. You have teenagers who decide that they want to go out on their own and sleep on the riverbanks, camp out in their cars. The true number of people that are missing is unknown. I sat through 9 hearings as a member of the Select Redistricting Congressional Committee. 9 hearings I sat through as unanimously Texans of all backgrounds, Republican, Black, Democrat, Muslim, Christian, they all had the same unified message since the first time since 9/11. And that unified message is, why are we talking about an illegal, unconstitutional redistricting when there's people who don't have food in the hill country in our own backyard? Those pleas were ignored. And so for everybody that's asking why we are here, because we had no other choice. We tried to be diplomatic, we begged, we pleaded. If the families of dead children can't get the governor to write them a check, then who the hell are we? This is a call to action. To everybody who's watching right now and you can't believe what you're hearing, I'm a messenger. I've been in politics for 3 years. I'm not beholden to anything or anybody other than this Constitution and this United States. And what I tell you what's happening right now is criminal. None of us have committed a crime. Yet we are public enemy number one to the FBI. When we know there's pedophiles walking freely amongst them. So any consequences that comes to us being here, we will gladly take. Because to defend and protect the Constitution, but most importantly, to defend and protect this nation, this is going to steamroll through the rest of the country, and we need all of you on board. Thank you so much. Please, we need you.
Any questions?
I have two. Can I ask one on topic first? Can you guys give us a sense of your timeline? You know, how long you plan on being here? If there's any sense of any resolution coming forward? I know you've been.
So in Texas, after the 140 days regular session, the governor can call us back. He has called us back for 30 days. We intend to kill the first called special session. So August 19th is when that ends.
So that's when you plan on going back?
That's when negotiations open up again. That's when the session's over. That's when the special session ends. So we hope that the governor will start putting flood victims before political power grabs if he does call another special.
He said he'll do special session after special session after special session. Are you able to withstand all of that financially and emotionally? You all have families at home?
We're going to continue using all of our tools.
I want to be clear. We have said from the beginning, our objective here is to deal with the corruption of this special session. We're hoping that the next special session does not also have to be corrupt. And that is entirely upon Governor Abbott and the Republican leadership of that state. The people of the state of Texas have been crystal clear, including Republicans. They do not support what they are doing. They do not support them rigging the system. They do not support them lying, cheating, and stealing. Even Republicans want things to be fair. They want people to follow the rules. We have laid out the case of why Governor Abbott needs to listen to the people of the state of Texas. If he does not, if he simply calls another special session to do things that are selfish, things that are for him, things for his buddies, that's up to him. We can't make him be a better leader, but we can always hope.
So if he separates that bill, the flooding from the redistricting, will that prompt you to go back?
We have said point blank, time after time after time, that if Governor Abbott says we will take care of the people of the state of Texas first, if he makes that commitment today, we'll be back. All we want him to do is actually listen to the people and do what they ask. That's it.
If I may real quick about the financial piece of it. If I may real quick, when we're talking about the financial piece of what's happening right now, keep in mind that it costs a lot of money to call a special session. But what also costs a lot of money is sending 4 unmarked officers, agents to my home, where you know I have special needs children and a husband who has PTSD, and you know I'm not in the state, but you're gonna exacerbate our resources of an already taxed law enforcement agency to go and do this performable theater of tax-funded waste. This is fraud, waste, and abuse in its purest form, and that needs to stop immediately.
Can you all raise your hand if you've heard that your families are being watched by law enforcement?
Everybody.
I've already had state troopers at my home this morning. This morning
Multiple days in a row.
and last night.
Senator, if we may ask an off-topic question, can we get your reaction to the president's decision to federalize the D.C. Police Department and deploy the National Guard?
First, let me tell you, I am sympathetic and feel a bond to the victims of violent crime wherever they occur, in the District of Columbia, in Illinois, in Texas, and in any state. Having said that, what the president did this morning was political theater. His idea in federalizing the police force of D.C. ignores the reality. They are making dramatic progress in reducing violent crime in D.C. And so it's a typical move by this president to create chaos and uncertainty and to draw the attention from other issues like Jeffrey Epstein and his papers, draw the attention away from the concern of American families that health care is beyond their reach and the cost of living is beyond their reach. He is trying to change the subject. He won't be able to do that.
Are you concerned Chicago will be next, especially given the deployment of the National Guard troops?
I can't predict where this president will move next, but I will tell you, this is no way to solve the problem of violent crime.
What he's doing legal?
It is legal under the Home Rule Act. For 48 hours, he can federalize the D.C. police force. Then it can be extended another 30 days, and then it takes an act of Congress.
He also vowed to end no cash bail in Chicago. Any reaction to that?
He's rewriting laws in every state. He should focus on the laws he's responsible for. The big, beautiful budget, so to speak, is a bill that's devastating to the American economy, and the American people know it. He ought to address that.
But can we have a discussion that what Trump is doing right now in terms of federalizing local police force, what Governor Abbott is doing using the state guard, what Ken Paxton and John Cornyn are doing, calling in the FBI. This is all together one piece. This is about the rise of authoritarianism in our country. This is about saying that we don't care what your local city wants. We don't care what your state wants. We don't care what you do that's good for your people. We're going to tell you what to do. And this is not just a blue state issue. This is going to come to red states just the same. Like Texas is a state that is violently proud of our independence, whether you're a Democrat or a Republican. And you're watching the leaders who in years past, no matter if the president was a Democrat or Republican, they say, we're going to do what we want, thank you. Now just casually bending the knee to them without even a second thought. This is happening across our country, and if we don't stop it, this is the end. If we don't stop this authoritarianism coming across, by the time we realize that we need to fight back, it may be too late. They may have everything under control.
Any other questions?
Can anybody talk about the Adams County lawsuit? Is that something?
What is that?
I'm not aware of that.
I'm not aware.
I'm not aware.
Yes, when the Texas folks have gone to Adams County to say we want these Texas Democrats. Adams County.
Oh, that's the Illinois suit with the.
Lawsuit. Yeah. It's frivolous.
I mean, I apologize. They have filed so many frivolous lawsuits, we have lost track of them. I mean, like, as an attorney, it's real easy to respond to things that are sensible, right? It's real easy to say, hey, somebody sued you, you just file the response. But when the stuff they file is so bizarre, so wrong, like our attorneys are like, we don't even know where to start to say every single thing that they're doing is just illegal and wrong and unconstitutional. It's like they're saying that like the American people are just too dumb to know what we're doing, we'll fool them. But like any cursory look at everything they're filed, from the stuff in California to the stuff in Illinois, even the stuff in Texas, is nonsense. And like these are adults that we elected to govern us, and they're just treating our country and our system of government like it's a joke. They're just using it to play around with, batting it back and forth like a kitten. It's insane that these people are our leaders.
Last question. I asked this before. President Trump apparently also said
President Trump was hoping you would ask that question, and that's why he said Chicago. He always mentions Chicago in his litany of cities. What a coincidence that they all happen to be in blue states. That's where he focuses his political attention. I am concerned about crime, as I'm certain everyone here is. But the bottom line is chaos is not the answer. This sort of theater of the absurd in politics is not the answer. Federalizing the police force of America is not the answer. We need to work on programs that do work in communities like DC and Chicago. Okay? Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Hey, Jewel.
Members who are going to the National Museum of Mexican Arts, if you can stay here and come with me, we're gonna Uber there together.